Honoring outstanding local investigative reporting in the public interest is one of the DuPont's Award's core missions. Our next Silver Baton winner continues that tradition. The station, CBS Miami, took a deep dive into the environmental, political, and racial roots of Florida's contaminated Everglades to produce their engaging hour-long documentary, The Everglades, where politics, money, and race collide. Led by investigative reporter Jim DeFede, the team traveled the whole Treasure Coast, where million-dollar mansions were surrounded by putrid green algae, and listened to the fears and concerns of the impoverished minority communities that circle the lake. In this clip from the Everglades, we'll see what really happened to Lake Okeechobee in the rainy season of 2016 that led to a toxic algae bloom.
So as the 2016 rainy season hit and the lake rose, the Corps opened the floodgates in two spots. Here at Moorhaven, where the water would be discharged west into the Caloosahatchee River and ultimately the Gulf of Mexico, and here at Port Mayaca, where the lake water would be sent into the St. Lucie estuary and out towards Stewart.
It's the single biggest act of pollution that occurs in this country is when they open the floodgates at Lake Okeechobee. I mean, it's a ghastly thing, and it's a horrific thing to see, and that's sort of what brought a lot of this to the head, I think, in the last couple of years.
Scientists estimate there may be as much as 60,000 tons of phosphorus sitting on the bottom of the lake. Sewage from septic tanks and lawn fertilizer, as well as the runoff from the cattle ranches and orange groves, all flow down the canals and lakes along the Kissimmee River and are dumped untreated into Lake Okeechobee.
Everything from Orlando south just flows into that lake like an open sewer.
In the 1990s, Mitchell Berger was an advisor to then Vice President Al Gore, as well as Florida Governor Lawton Chiles.
The lake's going to die. Unless we deal with the lake right away, it's going to die. So when the lake dies, South Florida is in a lot of trouble.
Accepting the silver baton for the Everglades is reporter, writer, and producer Jim DeFede. Jim, are you Jim? Yes. Thank you.
So there was a moment when I didn't really want to do this story because I was out on an airboat with Tony, my photographer, and our guide took us deep into the Everglades, and at that moment, he said, "Your job is to make sure if the gators get on the boat, to shoo them away." Not what I expected. Well, you know, while the Everglades can be forbidding, it's also beautiful, but more importantly, it's vital. And I want to give you a quote from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas. "The Everglades is a test. If we pass it, we may get to keep the planet." We're going to continue to look at the Everglades. On behalf of Liz Roldan, the news director, Carrie Hernandez-Wood, the executive producer, everyone at CBS, I want to thank Columbia University, and I also want to thank the DuPont. Yeah, I know. It's moving, I can tell you. Because it's a real honor to be up here with so many people who I care deeply about, and more importantly, people whose work I've respected, from 60 Minutes to Frontline to a number of other places. But what I'm really proud of is to be up here sharing it with Tampa and San Francisco and other local stations, because local journalism matters, and we need to continue to support local journalism. And for that, I'm grateful to the DuPont because they've always recognized the need for local journalism. Thank you very much.
Jim's message resonates.